And welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great Vinney Smile Chopra, who is back from vacation. Vinney, welcome back.
Thank you, Gualter. Thank you, brother. It's great to come home. That's what my wife and I were discussing. It's great to go on vacations, and we have done so many of them this year. God knows. Then we go again in December too. One more time.
Vinney, you've been on more vacations this year than I think most people go through an entire lifetime. And you don't go for like a weekend. You've been doing 3 weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time. So coming back, before we jumped on this call, you actually said that to me. You said coming home is so nice. What is it about vacation that keeps pushing you to go out there and do that? But why is coming back so important to you? And we're going to talk about Wealth Principle 51 in a little bit. 51 is solve problems for people and make a profit doing it. But before we dive into that principle, I really want to find out like why somebody who is able to spend so much time on vacation loves coming back home. What is that, Vinney?
Well, to be very truthful, to come back home and go through sifting of emails and a lot of things which are piled up and all those things, so you're going to come back home. And, there's no place like home. Let's just say that too. I know we live in a nice community here in Danville, Black Hawk, and our house is like a resort also. My wife tells me, we should stay here more. But the key thing also, I have the inquisitive mind and to see the world and interact with people and see the heritage of, like we were in Sicily, Italy and Malta, which is like bucket list people, two of those. Then we are going back to all different nations. It's good because if you can afford it, why not, right? This life is such, you got to live it to the fullest. And I think if the means allow you to, why not? And vacation also readjusts yourself. You reset, you get re-excited, and you're able to get away from business. When you come back with power. Like I'm so focused and passionate that, next 1 month, 2 months, actually, November, December are going to be fantastic months for, my thinking, my planning, my preparation. And it's always good to take time off, whether in USA or abroad, it doesn't matter. But coming home and sleeping in your bed is the best thing. And drinking the latte from your coffee machine,
It's the little things in life, right? So I know everybody's thinking the summit's coming up. We're 8 days out.
Yes.
It's like 7.5 days now if you look at the website. And you're fresh from vacation, which is really cool because every time you come back from vacation, like you said, you end up more amped up, more energized, more focused. And you said to me earlier, like it's about helping people. Like that's really where your focus is this year, helping your investors, helping people learn how to invest, and helping more people just learn about wealth itself, financial freedom. So you and I were talking a little bit about the summit itself and how much preparation you put into it. I looked at your slides. There's like 60 something slides in there. And I'm like, oh man, we got to cut slides. But as I'm going through, I'm like, oh no, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Every one of these slides is of tremendous value, of tremendous importance, or very motivational, very inspiring. Most of the people in the room will be between 40 to 50, early 50s. And these are people who are at that point in life where they're having kind of a midlife crisis, where they're just like, oh my God, everything I've been working towards, the money I've been working towards, the job I had isn't panning out. It's not getting me to the goal. And something I want to share with you, Vinney, and I've shared this with all the other speakers, but you're on vacation, is that I went through the 650 submissions of the Millionaire Path Report. And that's 7 questions. And every one of them starts with a why. Why is financial freedom important to you? Why is real estate important? Why is wealth important to you? And overwhelmingly, the biggest thing I see is family. I want to be able to spend more time with my family. Yes. I want to take care of my family financially. I want to make sure my kids have a future where they have options. So legacy wealth was on top of it. And then the other one that you've heard probably your whole entire career is, I want to quit my 9 to 5. Like, I just want to quit their job. They're tired of working for the man. And then the other one was they want to do something that they're passionate about. And what I think you're going to like is that a lot of the people filled it out. They said, I want to help more people. I want to give back. I want to contribute. Like I can't do that if I'm stuck working a job or if I don't have financial freedom. Like they want to be able to give back. What would you say to somebody who's coming to the summit and has those desires, wants financial freedom, wants to spend more time with their family, has a family, right? Like so it's harder to do things when you have kids. You have 3 children and a wife. What advice would you give them to to help them get through this
You
and
know,
show up at the summit and get through the most out of this event?
I would say, Gualter, the biggest thing is mindset. Mindset, just like the word says, our mind takes trips on us every moment. We are thinking about different things, and we are thinking about negatives. We are thinking about what will happen in the future or what really happened in the past, which makes our thinking, our behavior really dictate what we get results at. So we got to leave the past, learn from it, and leave the future, because future is important. But today is the only moment that you can make a difference in making your future. So what this summit is going to teach and realign. I said realigning because resetting, it's so important in life. Just like, older telephone, you need upgrade on the telephones, right? To get the better and better and better machines. Look where everybody, same thing is in our mind. Our mind can be clobbered with the negativism and old thoughts and old patterns and old habits. We got to just tweak a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. Just tweaking a little bit and resetting at this summit is going to be mind-boggling. By just taking little small incremental shift in mindset of positivity, of enthusiasm, helping other people, and really concentrating on using your time wisely.
I like it because everybody thinks that you have to make a big change. Everybody thinks in order to get rich, you have to make a big change, but it's really what you're saying is a small change done over time, like a small change that is done every single day. That little shift in your habit, that little shift in your thinking. It's not a big shift, but the results are big results. I think that's what people get confused.
They really are, because if we keep on doing the same rut, if you're in the same 9 to 5, we are doing the same things and expect different results, that's insanity. That's the definition of insanity. So in this summit, I hope everybody who's listening to us, watching us, please go to the website. If you have not bought the ticket, get your front row ticket. Get the VIP. I mean, this is the best investment ever you will make in your life, telling you. And, we are growing 300%. You just shared with me. That's amazing. And we're going to be doing bigger and bigger things. It's not that, we have the real passion like Gualter. That's how I joined Gualter, because we want to make people successful. And you will be successful if you take a little bit time to tweak. Not too much difference at all. Just a small difference, persistence, and having the best network around you and the influencing and what your mind can conceive, you can achieve. So the thing is, all these things are there in the internet. They are there in the YouTube. They're in the, you Google them. There are so many books, thousands of books. But what do we do to change our life? It's more important than anything else.
You're talking about leverage. You're talking about real leverage. Just change up here so that you can accomplish out there. Because everything that happens in the physical world comes from what we were thinking first before we start taking the action. So this kind of leads us right into wealth principle 51. Learn to solve problems for people and getting rich doing it. We're entrepreneurs, right? You're an entrepreneur. Everything that you've ever done that made you money was because you were doing some sort of entrepreneurial venture, whether it was buying real estate, residential assisted living, hospitality, or your speaking business before that.
Startups,
market, crypto, security, software. Originally you started selling books in America, right? So every one of these was based on your business skills.
A peddler, a salesman, door to door, in shorts, working 13 hours a day, brother. I mean, those were the days I really cherish, literally cherish. I got hit by a car. I got some blood on my, feet and so forth. So what, the key thing is to really have that passion that's going to make you successful, that passion that you want to give the best to your family, the passion that you want to help other people and contribute and give donations, and passion to make memories with your family and your relatives and all. That's what it's all about. This life is such, we can live it to the fullest if we decide to. If we don't, then it's our fault. nobody else.
You can't blame anybody for our
No,
unsatisfaction in life and the lack of our results. So
no.
when we talk about solving problems for people, there are some problems that pay better than other problems, right? There are some things that, and you're a master of that. In fact, right before this call, you were talking about demographics with me. You were talking about like where it makes sense to invest, where people have money, where people don't have money. And so like a place like India, we would say, okay, people in
Yeah,
India, they don't have a lot of money. So when you want to serve them, you're doing things for very, very affordable or free. But then people who've come to America from India, they've done well. They've built businesses. They're entrepreneurs. They're like yourself. And we found that immigrants, people from other countries, tend to do better in this country than people who are originally from here, unless they inherited money, which everybody who's given a hand of money does tend to do pretty well. But the people, I think what you and I are more attracted to are the people who've made it out of nothing, the people who've come from, nowhere and been able to build. They tend to hold on to it. They tend to cherish it a little more. They tend to donate more to causes because they worked for it. They're more passionate about what they do. How do you find people who have money so that you can actually solve problems? Like what kind of big problems exist in the world that are profitable, I guess, is the best question.
very good question. Very good question. Gualter, what I find is that whatever you're selling, whatever your service is, are you passionate about that, your product, who you are? You got to believe in your product first. And then you find out who are the people you're serving, who's your avatar. If you don't know the avatar, and that's what I decided many years back. I didn't want to, be in the middle of people who have $10,000 or 25,000 or like that. I just took the high road to help bigger problems, because when rich people have money, they want to invest that money to get more money. They're more passionate, they're more understanding, they understand finances much better. So that's what I say. What's your product? And then move into the circle where people will give you what's the word? They'll hear you. How many of us try to spit so much on the wall, throw so much on the wall, and say, let's see what sticks? So we should be really going into the circle of friends and family and others and investors and others in our real estate field where there is money, where they are going places. See, you cannot help too many people if they're not excited about life. So it's good to be amongst the people who can really cherish your product, and they can really see the difference, what it will take them to the next level, next level, next level. And peer group is so important. I want to say that again. See, if people in your peer group, 5 people, you included, if you're not getting motivated by them, you got to drop them. You got to drop them or ask them to lift up. You be the leader. Be the leader in that herd and move them up. But invest in your education. Invest into the best investment I ever did was 130,000 17 years back or 18 years back to learn the art of syndication. If I had not invested that 29,000 into my personal development, I wouldn't be a billionaire, AUM, and we are going to be hitting bigger numbers. So it's all in taking charge of your life. And why people are successful from other countries, they burned the bridges, brother. They cannot go back. Seven oceans passed. When I came here, I landed in the USA, in LaGuardia Airport. I knew there's no turning back.
So they burned the bridges. They cut out the old relationships. They had to forge new ones.
Yes.
And you came and you started putting yourself into rooms that had money. And I want to go back and so I asked the question, this for everybody who's just jumping in. I asked the question, what is the best person to talk to if you're looking to make a lot of money? And what is the best problem to solve if you're looking to make a lot of money? Who has the money and what problems do rich people have? And if you didn't catch Vinney's answer, what he said was that it's people who have money already have the biggest problem of all, which is they need to put it to work, but they don't have time. They don't want to put it to work themselves. They want somebody else to put it to work. So if you're a real estate investor, that's the problem you solve, is people with too much money in their pocket. and not the time to go put it into an investment themselves. They don't want to manage the property. They don't want to find the property. They don't want to do all of the work to close the property. They just want to send the money. They want to wire the funds over. This is what investors want. And so if you're talking to, let's say, your mom and your dad, or your brother, or your uncle, or the guy you work with, or all these people in your circle, but they don't have $1 million, they don't have the problem of having $1 million sitting in the bank, burning a hole in their wallet, burning a hole in their pocket. So you have to go out, and what Vinney said is you have to go out and you have to, one, identify your big problem, which would be a real estate deal or a syndication or a RAL. And then you would have to go and find people who have the problem.
Or
so you solve the problem.
Or hotels, sorry. All kinds of things. Or buying businesses, car washes, laundromats. I mean, manufacturing. My students are buying manufacturing facilities and making great cash flows. The idea to be able to pool money together legally, it's the simple way, joint ventures, syndications, all that, and that's what you and I will be talking at the summit. If you want to know the real formula to grow your business and make the earnings you want and leave that 9-to-5 shackled, the rat race, this is the summit for you, literally. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, you will see after 4 hours into that summit for 3 days, you would have gotten your money's worth right there.
100%. And that is the truth. That's our commitment, is that on day one, within 4 hours, you'll have gotten all of your return on investment back. And then we're just going to keep continuing to deliver and deliver. So if you want the link, it's businessprosummit.com. You go to businessprosummit.com or 100mmsummit.com and you get your tickets now. There are only 8 days left. We're actually 7.5 days left before the summit. So now's the time to get registered. Tickets are running out. VIPs, I think there's only 5 slots left. So the front row is just about booked, which is very exciting for me and Vinney, because we get to hang out with the VIPs the day before, which is really cool. So for everybody who's listening, each one of you has a passion. Each one of you has a purpose. Each one of you has a big goal to go after. Wealth Principle 51 is to learn to solve problems for people to get rich. Vinney Chopra donates his time to helping people build wealth. He jumps on podcasts constantly. Him and Bo are doing a podcast that helps people build wealth and learn about real estate. Here on Abundance Thursdays, we're putting that mindset of abundance into your head. And we're getting some questions every week to Vinney. Next week, we will not be doing the podcast because we'll be all in Orlando doing the 100 Millionaires Summit ourselves. We're doing the VIP day with our VIPs. So thank you for tuning in. Vinney, what piece of advice or positivity would you like to give somebody who is looking to build wealth? They're in their 40s and 50s and they're looking to get to that next level, and they're not sure if multifamily syndication is right for them or if real estate investing is right for them. What piece of advice would you give to somebody who wants to get in, but they're just not 100% sure how to do it or where to start?
I was in that shoe. Oh my gosh, I was in your shoes, brother. I did not know what LOI meant, letter of intent. I did not know what cash flow was, CF. I didn't know what IRR was, internal rate of return. I didn't know nothing. I just kept on buying single family homes and they made a little bit money. But then when I was introduced the concept of commercial real estate, it just blew me away. Totally blew me away. Apartments where a lot of people are, dwellings, and you are giving greater value to all the people there. And you are able to pool the money together from your friends and family who don't have time or efforts, but they have a lot of money. That's the key. Those 2 things. That's it. And real estate, if you want to grow, if you want to really get out of 9-to-5 job, real estate has to be in your portfolio, in your thinking. Period, literally. And then it's just not that we're going to change your mind altogether. No, it's just incrementally. Everybody got 24 hours. But the biggest thing is, what are you doing with those 24 hours? That is so important. So important. And that's what we're going to talk about. And again, taking action. Don't overanalyze. Our life is such, if we keep on extending ourselves and making sure that we are always be thinking, I want to do the right thing all the time. You know what? This life doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You got to take risks, calculated risks. And the most calculated risk today is to make that decision to come to this summit. Literally.
You heard it right here. So Vinney Chopra will be there with us starting early on Friday. So get there on time. Registration starts, I think, at 7 o'clock in the morning, or it starts the night before. It's probably better to show up the night before, get registered, so you can just walk right into the room sharp. At 8 o'clock. VIPs, you get to go in at 7:45. For everybody who is on this journey, we care about you. We want to see you be successful. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your charisma, your challenges that you're going through, your commitment to yourself, your commitment to your family and your community. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Abundance Mindset with Vinney and Gualter. We love coming to you. 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern, every Thursday morning. God bless you. Have the best day ever.